Mike's music method. Bob Dylan's Buckets of Rain. There's no fancy picked intro. I just released a video a few days ago. I don't know how long ago it's going to be by the time I edit it. But you know what I'm saying? It's me and my buddy George on bass, playing buckets. So I've already teased this. This song, not a beginner song. Always, if you're a beginner, go to the playlist, my Travis picking series. Do 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But this isn't super hard. Even if maybe there's a measure 5 and 6 that are tricky. 7 and, I don't know, 9 and something. But even the first 4 bars is really cool. And it's tuned in open E. So it's worth exploring. And we go into a little bit of the chord shapes that he's using. There's a fun little creative thing you can run with and mess with. And it's fun. I'm not feeling clever today. But I don't have to be clever. I'm just going to teach you how to play the song. And let's learn it. It's awesome. This is a great song to fingerpick. Kind of like Townes' Colorado Girl with the drop D. Something about open E just kind of opens up the guitar neck. And you'll have fun with it. If it is too tricky for you and you're looking at it or you watch the first few measures, you can always simplify it. And even if you only learn the first 4 bars, really cool. You're going to learn something. There's some nice little nuggets that Dylan has left in there. But let's do it. Buckets of rain, buckets of stuff, buckets of buckets, buckets of Mike's music method, buckets, buckets, buckets everywhere. Before we dive in, this song is in open E tuning. If you haven't done that, I'll walk you through it right now. It's cool because this is all a nice big E major chord. You don't have to even use your left hand to get a good sound. So we've got E, which is normal. We tune the A up to a B. Go slow. You don't want to break them. The D goes up a whole step as well to an E. So E, B, E. The G goes up a half step, becomes G sharp. Then these two stay the same, B and E. And always when you're tuning this many strings, especially on an electric with a bridge, you're going to want to do it more than once. As you raise some up, the other ones will fall low. Look at this. You can wave to your friends. You can juggle 2 balls at once and sing a song. I'm going to practice that. I'll bring it next week. I'm going to juggle 2 balls and sing you a song in E major. This song is great. Very clever songwriting or guitar part writing by Bob Dylan. We're implying, the whole time we're droning E pretty much. Not pretty much, we are. We got that low E and an E. Occasionally he hits the E with a G sharp. But the low notes are always implying an E chord. So you have this endless drone the whole time. And only the higher notes are, not only implying the 1, 4, 5, but going through some cool little runs. And if you haven't done open E tuning, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's very cool. It sounds cool. I'll teach you a few ways to kind of run with it and be more creative, but you're just going to hear it. You're going to go, oh wow, you can do that in open E, you can do this, and it's going to be fun. Let's do it. Before we do the first measure, I want everyone to get used to, it's called double stops. Now, you've probably played these in standard tuning before. It's a bit different with this one tuned, but basically you're playing 2 notes, one on the first string and one on the 3rd string. So we've got to get used to these shapes. The first one is 1st fret on the 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 1st, right? So I'm skipping the 2nd string in there, if you can see. And this is kind of tricky too. I'm using the index and the ring because he's going to be doing that pretty quick. Some people like to stretch to index and middle, so I'm doing 3rd string to 2nd. I don't like doing that, and I'm comfortable with my ring finger, so I'm doing index on the 3rd string and ring on the 1st. Again, you can do index middle. It's up to you. Try them both for a bit, but don't spend too long going back and forth. Pick one, commit to it. Otherwise, you're going to aggravate yourself. But check out these shapes. We got 1 and 2 at the beginning. Then when we move up, it's 3 and 4. So it's the same shape, just moving up. And he doesn't use all of these, but I'll talk you through kind of like what they sound like in the scale. Then it's 5 and 5, 7 and 7. Oh, and here I'll show you how I change the finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, same shape. And then I lead with my ring finger here to 5, and I use my middle finger. 5, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9. Then I've got 10, 11, and then 12, 12. And basically, we're playing a root in a major 3rd. So one string is just doing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right through the major scale. and the other one's playing it in third. So you're implying major chord, minor. I'm talking too much theory, maybe another time. But just know that those, you're walking up a scale by thirds and you get a cool little harmony. Again, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. And already this is really cool. So before you begin the song, get creative a little bit. You can drone the bass note, right? We're just droning those E's. I'm just playing these shapes in random order. And it's super pretty, but now I promise we'll get to the song. First measure. We're starting on that 1 and 2. I'm pinching 6 and 3. And then right away I'm doing my ring finger on 1. So 6 and 3, ring finger on 1, thumb alone on 4. And then this is interesting. Oh, he's sliding to 3 and 4. But he's not playing anything. So it's like a ghost tone. And that might be weird for your brain for a while to generate the sound just with a slide without actually picking anything in your right hand. So we have pinch and 2, slide. Now when you play it quicker, that slide sounds louder because there's, it's ringing out earlier. Or it's ringing out and then you're sliding it pretty quickly. But it's on the upbeat, right? 1 and 2 and. And then the thumb just does 6, 4, right? It finishes the bass line there. So pinch 6 and 3. Then you do the first string, thumb alone on 4, slide, 6, 4. So let's get that feel. I'm gonna do it a few times slow. 3, 4. And I'm sliding both of them, right? 1 and 2 goes to 3 and 4. Nothing in the right hand. Go slow. That may take you a while to kind of get the muscle memory feel of it down. Second measure. One more time. This one also has a hidden ghost note that was driving me crazy for a while, but I figured it out. We're going to do it. We have the first finger down on the third string. That's all you need. We're pinching 6 and 3. And right away I'm doing the middle finger on the second string. Then it's a thumb alone. Then I'm going to play the first string open with my ring finger. But I'm also, when I do it, I'm pulling off that. The first finger is a pull off. So you remember we pinched it here? I'm lifting it there. So it changes the chord. We go from a G sharp to a G. Which I guess is implying an A7. I'd have to think about it. But we have 6 and 3. Right away, the second string, I'm using my middle finger. Thumb on 4. Then when I play open, I'm using my ring finger. Again, you can use middle if you want. But I'm playing open on the first string while I lift my first finger off the third, right? I'm doing a pull off. You can kind of hear it, right? And then it's just thumb on 6, thumb on 4. And when you get it quick, right, it's going to be quicker. And I know I always talked about the pull off being like a bow and arrow idea, right? You're pulling down to shoot the arrow up, right? You're kind of pulling down on the bowstring. We don't need to do that here, right? We're not getting a loud attack. We just want the note to change. It doesn't have to be that loud. So this is one exception. I'm just pulling straight off the string. I'm doing it cleanly, but I'm not like yanking on it. So one more time, 3, 4. Was a little too quiet. Again, when you go slow, it's harder to hear it. But you get it. And the first two measures together 3, 4. Even slower, maybe too fast. 3, 4. If you were at work right now, you'd be so happy. I just paid you double time, because measure 3 and 4 are the same as 1 and 2. I'm a good boss, right? I'm a good boss. All right, so we're jumping to measure 5. The chord changes a little bit here. We have 1 on the 3rd string, and then we're doing 2 on the 2nd string. Because when I'm stretching strings, I'm doing the ring finger. So I'm just moving it up. You don't have to, but for me, when I do my middle finger, I then have to kind of reach them up higher to get the top string to sound. But here, it's way easier to get that open 1st string using my ring finger. Again, your hand might be different, but just so you know, I'm not doing the 3rd fret, it's just 1 and 2. But for me, it's easier to use my ring finger there. That's the measure. So I'm pinching 6 and 3, and then right away I'm doing the 2nd string with my middle finger, then the thumbs alone. 6, 3, 2nd, thumbs on 4, and then right away I do open on the 1st string. I'm using my ring finger there. Again. It's the first half of the measure. 2nd half is just 6, 4, and the and is on the 2nd string. 6, 4, and 6, 4, and. So that whole measure. 3, 4. Measure 6, hardest measure of the song. We're gonna go slow. You're gonna get it. If it's too hard, don't worry, because on the verse he actually simplifies it and he does not play the difficult version when he's singing, because it's already hard enough. And we're gonna jump back to the previous measure, because now that I'm looking at this measure, I think I do actually do a little something different with my right hand. So if we jump back to measure 5 just for a second, I am gonna use only my index and middle, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm doing. So I did my index, middle. I'm gonna do my middle again. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing. So I move my middle from the 2nd string to the 3rd. And here, I'm actually doing my index finger on the 2nd string on that last note. No matter how you do that, what I'm trying to get to is that the next measure, you want index and middle to only be doing the 1st and 2nd string. Middle on the 1st string, index on the 2nd. Because it goes back and forth really quick, and that's very difficult to do with your ring and your middle. You might as well use your more dominant fingers. So let's talk about that 6th measure. We have an immediate pull off from 2. And this might be another reason you want to use your middle finger, because you've got to pull off with your pinky kind of quick. So we're pinching 6 and 1, and you're pulling off right away. So I'm pinching 6 and 1, but it's the 2nd fret on that 1st string. So I got 1, 2, and 2. So pinch 6 and 1, and then pull off. And here it's a good, proper pull off, right? I'm pulling down and letting go. And then our thumb jumps all the way to the 3rd string. This is the only measure it happens in this song. Right, he's hitting the 3rd string instead of the 4th. And not only is he hitting the 3rd string, but he's pinching 3 and 2. So we've got 6 and 2 with a pull off, and then pinch 3 and 2. It's middle finger and thumb, then thumb and index. Then right away, the middle goes back to the 1st string, but it's open. And that's it, that happens twice. It's hard to get it at the speed he's in the song. So practice that really slow. I think you can do it. If it feels too difficult, don't worry down below. I made a little note here, right, way at the end of the song. I'll just show it to you now, right? So if we jump down to the tab, right, tabs are free to download, mikesmusicmethod.com. I don't charge for anything. Isn't that nice of me? It is. The content is free. If you're a Patreon supporter, this video is brought to you by all the people who've been donating to me on PayPal and Patreon. If you haven't done that, please consider it. $150 a month that'd be awesome. But $20 a month or $5 a month, even $1 a month, even a one-time donation. Use PayPal. You can set up a monthly contribution thing, Patreon as well. Buy me some time to make more of these videos. I'd love to make more. You know what to do, but let's keep doing it. So let's jump down way at 17. So 17 in, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we'd replace measure 5 and 6 with 17 and 18 when he sings it. So let's just go through that right now because it's pretty straightforward and we already have that other one in our head. Pretty tricky with those quick pull-offs. And here it's simplified. Let me walk you through that. We're pinching 6 and 3. Then it's the second string. Thumb alone. First string. Thumb on 6. Second string. Thumb on 4. Pinch 2. Next measure, pinch 2, 1, 2, 1. Just add an extra upbeat and it's the first string again. But when we sing, we'll go over that part again. But you got it. We're getting there. This is good. Let's do the first 6 measures of the song. 2, 3, 4. Measure 7, here we've got another mysterious pull-off. So the whole measure, 6, 4, then the and on the third string. Then when we do 6, we're hammering. It's a compound motion. So we hit that open, then the next beat is a hammer and a thumb hit. So at the same time, you're hammering onto the first fret and hitting the thumb. So this is ringing, and then we hammer and thumb. If this is a new concept, go slow, it's hard. So 6, 4, 3, then we hammer and hit 6 again. Then right away we're hitting the second string open. So your hammer's gotta be really clean. Then the thumb's alone again. Then we hit the first string, but we pull that first finger off, just like we did in that previous measure. 6, 4, 3, hammer and lift. And then the measure after that, 8 is just open, open, 6, 4, pinch 6 and 2. So 6, 4, 6, 2. Then the and beat is the third string. If you're not having fun yet, you should be, but 9 and 10 are even more fun. So let's do 9 and 10. All right, we go way up to what we talked about at the beginning of this video. I have 7 and 7. I'm using, pretty important to do it this way, ring finger and middle. Right, ring on 7, middle on the third string, 7. And really neat. I'm pinching, here we have this beginning. We'll put these 2 measures together because it's weird to kind of stop in the middle. I am pinching 6 and 3 with my right hand. Then right away, I'm hitting the first string with my ring finger. Sorry, pinch, first string, then thumb alone on the 4th, open. Then I'm doing the third string, and here we have a compound movement, so hitting the 3rd, but I slide that 7th fret down to 5. But once I hit the 5, my thumb is hitting the 6th string. And I'm sliding both together. Again, when you're playing quicker, you're still going to hear that top one as well. You're going to hear them both kind of slide. But that's tricky, so we have a slide, and it's compound. So we slide, and we hit that one. open when we get there. So really slow, 3, 4. And then the first string right after that on the 5. Then I hit the third string after the thumbs there. So, sorry, I'm going too quick. 6, 3, 1, 4, slide. Oh, sorry. 6, 3, 1, 4, 3. Then you slide with a compound. You hit the thumb open. Then and on the first string. Thumbs alone on 4. Then I hit the third string again. And I slide down from 5 to 3. Right, I continue it. 5 goes down to 3. And I hit the open right at the end of the slide. And then instead of being 3 and 3, it's open there. So it was 7, 7, 5, 5, and now it's 3 open, right? So you just need that one. So again, 3, 4. Thumb, and, so we're continuing the pattern, and is open now, and I hammer onto the first fret. And it's a compound movement as well. Third string, then I hammer on the 6th string. Then it's the 2nd string, thumb alone. And then I'm hitting 3 and 1. It's some kind of chordal sound, and I'm not sure exactly how he's doing it. He might be strumming. Oh no, has my video been glitching the whole time? Are my hands glitching? Let me stop and make a new one. Hopefully I didn't fudge it up. If you think you got that, skip ahead. I'm gonna talk us through it one more time. I don't know, maybe this is the hardest part of the song. I don't think so. I think once you get it, you're gonna start rocking on it, and it's really fun. But it's just difficult to explain. So I'm gonna go through it one more time. You know, maybe the second time it'll gel a little better. So pinching 6, 3, then the first string, thumb alone, and then the third string. And then that's when you slide. Again, but instead of 3 and 3, it's 3 and open. Then when you hit the third string here, it's open, and you go right to the hammer on with that compound motion. And it's the 2nd string instead of the 1st, right? So every time it's been 1, 1, 3, 1, and the third string, 2nd, thumb alone, and I'm pinching again, 1 and 3. He could be strumming. I'm not sure what's going on exactly. That's what I'm hearing though. Oh, and you lift it, right? Because before we had the hammer onto 1. Or sorry. Then I'm lifting it, right? Because I'm doing 3 and 1, both open. Sorry, I keep playing it like you can't just rewind and watch me do it again. But I just want to make sure I got it, you're getting it, we're doing it together. And let's move on. So then we've got the next measure. This is measure 11. I think we've seen it before. Yeah, kind of. Pretty similar. It's just open, open. It's staggered a little bit off beat. Then we're pinching. Oh, sorry. Similar to what we've seen before. So it's 6, 4, pinch 6 and 3. I got my first finger down only on the third string. Pinch 6 and 3. 2nd string, thumb. And then we play the first string open as we do the pull off. 6, 4, 6, 3, 2, 4, 1. But we pull it off. And then here again, measure 9, 10, 11, 12 is the same as 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just thumb, thumb, pinch, 6 and 2, 3, 4. There are some moments in this measure where the last 2 notes are different, but it's kind of different every time, so I didn't write them all out. It could be this, or it could be... He's just adding 2 different melody notes, just kind of whatever he feels like doing. It's Bob Dylan. He can do whatever he wants to do. Let's put everything together. That's the entire intro. We did it. Let's do it slow from the top, measure 1. Remember, we are going to do 5 and 6 here, right? We're not going to do those replacement measures yet. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. For you singers, let's walk through the verse and insert the lyrics. If you're not a singer and you're not going to sing, skip ahead a couple minutes. All right, so we'll just remember 5 and 6 are replaced with 17 and 18. So pause and go over those if you haven't yet. But from the top, we'll go slow. We'll just kind of do it verse by verse. Buckets of rain. So it's on time there. Buckets of rain. And that's maybe another way to anchor the slide, right? Buckets of rain. Right, you're sliding on that rain. Buckets of rain. And the thumbs are alone. Buckets of tears. Buckets of tears. Remember to lift that finger. Buckets of tears. Buckets of tears. Again, you can anchor it to the word tear if that's helpful. Got all them buckets coming out of my ears. And then here's 17. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. Am I singing the right words? Yep. And then we go to the 7 and 7. You got all the buckets, baby. I can understand. Me and my wife used to make fun of this song all the time. Buckets of buckets, buckets of buckets, buckets of stuff, buckets of buckets. Just whatever we were doing in the house, talking about buckets. And I actually went and I learned the song, and this was an ongoing joke for many years of our relationship. And now that I'm learning it, like, buckets isn't even the chorus of the song. He only says buckets 4 times, I think. I would have bet a lot of money. I'm glad this bet never came up late night at a bar. I would have bet hundreds of dollars that he said buckets at least 15 times in the song. He only says it 4. It's not the chorus. 4 times, that's it. Unless I heard a weird live version, but I don't think I did. I think over the years, our joke became more and more exaggerated to, like, pretty much every lyric I thought was buckets. But it's not so bad. 4 more measures left. That's it. We have this little high interlude part that he does in between the verses. So let's get to it. They're very fun as well. We have 10 and 10. Here we've got the slide as well. Sorry, my tab doesn't have it marked, or maybe I'll fix it before then. I got to remember that. Make notes to self. If I was a better person, I'd write it down with a pen, but I'm not going to. And let's see if I remember. So we're pinching 6 and 3, then the first string. I'm using my ring finger, right? Same concept as early in the song. Thumbs alone, and then we slide. So it's that exact same idea as the first measure of the song, except instead of going from there, we're going from here, 10 and 10 to 12 and 12. And then we go to down to 1, but we've got a minute because we hit the open first. 6, 3, 4, 1, but you lift there. So it's 6, 3, so that's my first finger. 6, 3, 4, then I lift and hit that first string open. Thumb back up. And here's another thing. Sometimes he's doing this where he's getting a bit more aggressive. Sometimes when he slides, he is hitting notes there. He's not just sliding. And you'll hear it in the song. He's getting into it. Dylan's getting into it and like really plucking it pretty hard. And then sometimes at the end, he's adding the first string with the 4. And then he goes back down here again. And that's the exact same thing. 6, 3, 4, 2. You lift it. And that's the whole tune. again, the whole thing is this E drone. We got the whole tune. We're going to go over it all slow in a minute. We'll play it all real slow. But start having fun now that you know some of these shapes. Like really explore. Each one of these different shapes is creating a different, resolve or tension. And even by playing through these without doing full chords, you're still going to get, tension and release, even though the whole time you're droning this E. So it's a cool way to kind of one way to resolve it. Tension, resolve, tension, tension, big resolve on that E. And you can experiment in other spots too. Tension. Oops, sorry. That's 8 and 9. Tension. Still tension. Kind of resolves there. Big resolve. I'm just messing around, but you get the idea. Kind of use your ear, and you can even create your own little song right now. Stealing, we'll say the word borrowing, from Bob Dylan. And he stole from someone else, right? He was granted he was a great wordsmith and also a brilliant songwriter, but he was also an excellent thief. And there's nothing wrong with being a good thief, especially when someone can't sue you over it. So get to work at being a good thief. It's a valuable songwriting tip here at Mike's Music Method. From the beginning all the way through, a nice slow run through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buckets of rain, buckets of tea. Lift it up. Got all them buckets coming out. Lift it up. Other shape. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. Pinch up to 7. With the exception of the replacement 17 and 18. So I'm going to start a measure 1, but instead of 5 and 6 we'll do 17 and 18 as if he's singing here. 3, 4. I've been weak and hard like an oak. I've seen pretty people disappear like smoke. Friends will arrive, friends will disappear. I'm messing with my head. Usually he's sliding, but I know there's a bunch of variations that I'm just kind of mixing up. Let's do that 10-12 part again. 3, 4. And that's it. Back to the top. Now you know a tune in open E. As usual, give yourself a nice pat on the back. And that's it. I'm not going to ramble today. You're doing great. If you found value in this video, please give some back. At the very least, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Comment below, what song should I do next? I'm tempted to just pick a Townes album and go all the way through it and just do every song and analyze every song and have a fun little project out of it. But let me know what else you'd like to see, and if I like it and think it'll be useful to the community, I'll do it. Have a great week.